Hi everyone. Today, let's talk about two types of JavaScript, synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous JavaScript does one thing at a time, step by step. Each step has to finish before the next one starts. It's like doing things in order, one after the other. Asynchronous JavaScript is different. It doesn't wait for one thing to finish before moving on to the next. It can start a task, go to the next one, and then come back to finish the first task later. It's like placing an order and doing other stuff while waiting for it to be ready. We've already talked about some JavaScript things that use asynchronous, like callback functions, set timeout, and set interval. Let me explain with an example to make it easier. Imagine you want to display some information on a console. You can use the console log for this. Write step 1 in parentheses. Now, copy this and paste it below for step 2. Repeat this process for step 3 and step 4. When you save the code, you'll see step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4 printed on the console. Think of it like following a recipe. You complete one step at a time. In this case, JavaScript does one task, which is displaying step 1, then moves on to step 2, and so on. Now, I'll show you a quick example of asynchronous. I'll use a method called setTimeout. With setTimeout, we have to give it two things, a function as the first thing, and in the second, we can set a time in milliseconds. Let's make a simple function. This function will print a message on the console saying, Step 3 completed after 4 seconds. Our function is completed, now, past time in milliseconds. I want to invoke this function after 4 seconds. This is the time after which this function will be called. I'm going to delete step 3 from here because we've already included it in the setTimeout. If I save this program, you'll notice that it displays all the messages, but step 3 doesn't show up right away. It will appear after 4 seconds at the end. Even though in our code, step 3 is supposed to be at the third position, but, in the output, it will display the function at the end. Asynchronous means it doesn't wait for a task to finish before moving on. Alright, this is our today's topic. Synchronous JavaScript does one thing at a time, step by step. Each step has to finish before the next one starts. It's like doing things in order, one after the other. Asynchronous code doesn't wait for a task to finish before moving on. It can start a task, move on to the next one, and then come back to the completed task later. If you find it helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos.